Well, hello. Good night here. It's an hour later, so it's 6 p.m. It got dark. Oh, guess who is giving me Zoom sit here? It gets dark so early, right?
Yes, and here in Arizona, we switch times to meet the majority of you guys in different time zones. So we're doing this now at 6 o'clock here, just for the next couple of days, because we're winding down. I know.
So I gotta maybe wait another minute before I ask the question. Do you want to guys drop a note how you are today? How are things?
Maybe how you're feeling about the retreat ending 2 more sessions.
And how was Runa yesterday? Did you find anything in front of your, I don't want to say the word.
Please don't. Larry's asking Mountain Time, where are you? We are
We're
in
in
Arizona. Yeah, so the only, well, not the only state, one of 2 states that does not change.
Which other?
Hawaii.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not change times, but we then have to change to meet everyone else, but all right.
We let people trickle in. We are so excited to have Liana Chaouli today. We will present you in a minute.
Lisa said she watched the video yesterday and it was great. Isn't Runa fun? She's really a lot of fun.
Like, did you laugh out loud?
And we've been walking around today, you know,
Yeah.
like our 4 pillars.
Yeah.
And, yep. Yeah, really cool.
Awesome. I love the embodiment. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Luann. Larry, is it okay if we, moving forward, continue to call you Merlin? I think we kind of, I like that.
It looks like Merlin. He does. Now I understand, because the first time I was on audio and I had no idea why people were calling him Merlin.
We have 2 Lianas here.
Yes, someone else is joining under your name, Liana.
Probably Jessica.
Yeah, it's most probably one of my team members.
Yeah.
Great. And Anne-Francois, glad to have you here.
Thanks for the comment on Facebook.
Yeah.
Today sounds like an exciting session. Awesome. So I want to share with you that, you know, this is coming to an end, and not today. We're not doing the closure today. We have 2 more days and we're really excited about them. But we're thinking, and we are going to start a membership community in January. But
which you all have access to
right,
as part of your retreat ticket.
Right. The thought process is, do we meet on a weekly basis every Tuesday between now and January? Who would like to continue to do that? And we'll provide a guide and some content, and thought about it as a fire chat, or meet again in January. How does that sound to you?
And to clarify, a continuation of your ticket, no additional resources needed, really just a way to continue to keep the community feel. And yeah.
Thanks, Shauna.
Like the idea of continuing.
Yeah. Great.
And if you have other feedback, always open to hear it. hello@guidely.com. You know, we're co-creating this together, really, as our pilot virtual retreat and building the community. We'd love to hear from you guys.
So shall we, thank you guys. Thank you for, we will come up with something and share with you. We're thinking about doing Tuesday afternoons, or that time of the day, and on a weekly basis. So want to share who's our guest today?
Oh, we have Liana Chaouli, a dear friend and guide. She is a best-selling author, the founder of Image Therapist International Incorporated, global thought leader, and S.T.Y.L.E Sage, an educator and an innovator. She has spent 4 decades consulting CEOs, celebrities, and political figures on matters of self-image. Liana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. You're like so timid. Thank you all for being here. Well, I'm grateful that I get to see all your beautiful faces, and thank you all for being on camera, because I don't really want to be looking at myself. I want to be looking at you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my view to gallery view so I can actually see all of you. And for those of you who are not on camera, know that I would love to see your faces. If that's possible for you, please show me your face, because the world needs to see you. That's basically like the beginning and the foundation of everything that I talk about, is that the world needs to see you and hear your song, and that we all are a light unto the world. And why is that so important? And what does that have to do with clothing? And what does that have to do with self-esteem? Well, the reason is that most of the world walks around like this. We use clothing to hide our light, to hide who we are. We use it as armor rather than as a frame to really bring out the best of who we are. But this clothing is our second skin. It rests on our first skin, and it is constantly talking to our first skin every minute of every day. And we spend more time of our lives in clothing than we do naked. So we have a very special relationship to the relationship that we have with our clothes. Not just the relationship to our clothes, but the relationship to the relationship. So in the chat, where do you think this relationship comes from? If you'd like to just give me an idea, like, where do you think we get this concept of this understanding of who am I and how do I dress in the world and who do I show up as and who am I? Where does that get reflected? Where does it get created? And then where does it get reflected? And how do we come to this place? And why is self-esteem called self-esteem? It is not called the esteem that other people bestow upon you. It's called self-esteem, meaning the esteem that I have about myself, not through the eyes and the windows and the opinions of other people, but mine, my esteem for myself. Let's see, modesty like shorts and Birkenstocks in our own mind, society. Yes. Yes, absolutely true. So Shannon, they're loving your earrings. See, you're already like in the conversation. My mom was a big fashion designer, so clothing was important. And one of the few things we could spend money on. Oh, wow. Isn't that interesting? I'm a kind of, you're addicted to clothing. Who says this? Shauna. Where's Shauna? Why am I not seeing her on my, oh yeah, she's not on. You're not on camera, Shauna. This is such an interesting conversation. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you all for sharing this. So what I'd like to do is, we've just gotten started. How many of you know anything about what it is that I do, who I am? Did anybody watch videos? Just raise your hands if you have any. Yeah. Amir, you don't count. Lisa, would you unmute yourself for a minute and just give me like a 30-second, what did you see and what did you hear?
I saw you in a session with Chen and I watched the videos that you emailed to me after that.
Oh, you did. Good. So you got a whole, you have like a pretty good platform and a foundation. Today we're going to do something.
And I came back today for more.
And you did. Oh my God, that tells me a lot. I'm so glad you're here. So what did you learn in that? Did you learn something about yourself? Did you get total instant implementation of what to do? Did it help you to immediately look at yourself in a different way?
I think I got some good insights. Honestly, I didn't know what to do differently.
Ah, good. That's good. But you got some insights.
Mm-hmm.
So I call that seeding. So you now, your mind and your heart and your consciousness are now working. And that's good, because you do not want to be fed with the fire hose. So it's trickling in. The fact that you're here is a really good sign. Thank you for sharing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to, if you are not driving and you're not somewhere where it's dangerous to close your eyes, I'd like you to close your eyes for a minute and take a deep breath into your belly, just below your navel, and really put your feet on the floor and try to relax your body and your mind and your sit bone, I want you to feel the insides of your eyelids. And I'll speak a little more about that later. Feel the insides of your eyelids and gradually follow your breath into your belly. Allow it to just rest. Quietly do 2 or 3 breaths in and out at your own pace. And the last breath, just let it out with a beautiful sigh of gratitude. And as you're breathing out, in the middle of your mind's eye, you see a palace. You're standing in front of this palace, adoring it from the outside, looking at all the carvings and the marble and the lights and the glistening, how the sun hits the windows. And you're looking at the flowers and the beautiful flora and fauna that's around it. And you're just in awe. It's breathtaking. And the more you look at it, the closer you get to it, the closer you get to a huge portal, the opening of your castle, the opening of this gorgeous palace. And you float into the palace. As you float in, you notice the light coming through the ceiling, the windows, everything is drenched in brilliance and gold. And in the middle of your palace, in the middle of the room that you've just been beckoned into by Source, you see the back of a glorious statue. And you become very curious. And your curiosity guides you around the statue, and you look at the carvings. It's carved out of iridescent opal, and it's sparkling. And the closer you get to the front of the statue, the more curious you are to see who this beautiful, amazing statue is that this whole castle has been devoted to. And as you come to the front and your eyes travel up the statue, you see the face and you take a deep breath as you recognize it's you. You are the most brilliant, beautiful masterpiece living in the most amazing castle. And as you drink this truth in and stand before it, gazing at your own image, there's a light inside you that reflects back and even makes the statue more sparkle. So with that gratitude in your heart, take another deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, everybody back? We are all masterpieces. We are all diamonds on God's seashore. How many times do you stand in front of a mirror looking at yourself as a masterpiece and going, I am so cute and I am hot and my boobs are just the bomb and my ass is cracking? And who does that? How many of you do that? Let me see. I got to put on my glasses. Yes, Gaia. Great. Can you undo your microphone for a second? Give me a little bit of what that feels like.
Feels like love.
It
and
is.
warm and acceptance, and it brings up my energy all the time. I do a little dance party with that. So
Do you do that like every day? Do you do it?
a few times throughout the week, but not every day.
That's great. I'm so happy to hear that. Can I ask you how old you are?
I am 18.
18. Oh,
Yes.
mazel tov. Thank you. How many of you, when I say that, and you don't really have to tell me, you can just say it in your own heart. This is very vulnerable. We're not a society that actually promotes self-esteem coming through our hearts into the mirror and having a level of acceptance of who this body is and how we get to know about it and how we get to dress it. Why do you think that is? You can just put it into the chat. Why is it that we do not teach our children to be the most amazing masterpiece? You are the most magnificent creation that God ever created. Why did our parents not hold us in the palms of their hands to honor us and reflect back onto us that we're these masterpieces, to instill in us the understanding that we are perfectly perfect as we are perfectly imperfect? Let me see what you guys are writing. Society makes money when we feel lacking. Yes. Aww. Society makes money off of our sadness. What if we all tomorrow morning woke up, I gave you a pill tonight, and we all woke up tomorrow morning and nobody would remember what happened yesterday? We would have no assessments about negativity. And so the truth is that we're living in a world where fashion is dictating, hairdressers are dictating, clothing designers are dictating, psychologists, therapists, trainers are dictating, you're not good enough, you're too fat, your boobs are sagging, you can't get a man unless you look X, Y, and Z. And if you do this, all of this is constantly happening for us and with us. And some people say to us. What I'm here to invite you into is an acknowledgement of life exactly the way it is and exactly the way it's not. Because inside of knowing, understanding, being with life exactly the way it is and exactly the way it isn't, is where your freedom resides, is where we all have agency. There's no reactivity. So the process of image therapy, and as an image therapist, my task and my great honor is to provide transformation through the empowerment of law, language, action, and wardrobe. So this action that I'm asking you to take, to go and stand in front of a mirror, preferably naked, and to assess the items in your body as if you were a masterpiece in a museum, in a castle, a chandelier that's hanging above your head, one of these roses. The rose never says to itself, oh, I'm not good enough. It never says to itself, I have to stay a bud, I cannot blossom, for when I blossom, the world is not going to be a happier world because I'm going to be more beautiful than other flowers. It is only us as human beings that we encroach upon the piece that is the most natural, which is be who you are because everyone else is taken. And inside of the resistance of that is where disease flourishes. Inside of that resistance, the lack of communication between two people who love one another flourishes. But most of all, the lack of acknowledgement of who we are does not allow us to be our most grandest, most magnificent, most loving, most tender, most beautiful self in the world. And so the reason why this is so interactive and important, and there's a tapestry that leads into your closet, is because wherever you go, there you are. We don't go anywhere without clothing. So if the mind is telling you you're not good enough, if my mind is saying I'm too fat, I'm ugly, my ass is too big, then I will use clothing as something to cover it up. I will not use clothing to show the world this, I'm here. In Hebrew we say, in Rosh Hashanah we say, Hineni, I'm here, God, tell me what you want me to do. But essentially, our job on earth is to be the best that we are, not to listen to the negativity and the downward spiral that's going on, but listen to what's here. So when I, as an image therapist, come to you and I say, listen, I want to take you where you're going, but that's not even right. You and I go where you're going together, and that's usually in the unknown. And I believe that most of us have not been equipped with the fortitude, the wisdom, the knowledge, the agency, the capacity, and the practices to, in every single moment of our day, keep stepping into the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen, yet I trust who I am is strong and vulnerable and curious and mindful all at the same time. So wherever I step into, I will learn. It'll be a blessing or it'll be a lesson. So the beginning of this whole process is to be with this masterpiece. Short, tall, fat, skinny, whatever label you've put on it. However, if you look at your body, yourself through a different pair of glasses, I always say to my clients, come over here, step into my office when I'm on stage. Come over here, step into my office and look at yourself through my lens. Because to me, every human being is a masterpiece. I don't focus on the armor. I focus what's behind the armor. And you can do the same. You don't need any kind of training for that. So image therapy, the process of image therapy and how it got created from the inside out, because I saw so many thousands of women be masterful in the domain of their work, be masterful in the domain of translation, raising children, being athletes. But when it came to the domain of beauty and self-acceptance of this body, they were completely at a loss. That's how image therapy got created. So 40 years ago, I made a commitment to God that no woman at that time would ever suffer that path again, that she would feel less than. She would walk into a store and feel less than who she is. And the beginning of that is quietly in your own home, in front of the mirror, to just befriend your own body again. Befriend your hair, befriend the inside of your arm. Feel dressing is an embodied action. Feel what it feels like when you rip that cashmere sweater off your body or you put it on and it slides. It makes love to your skin as it slides down your body. This body that we've been given, this one body in this one lifetime, is the most amazing iPhone, computer, whatever you want to call it. There will nothing ever be the same as our bodies. The fact that we can feel the fluttering of a butterfly on our cheeks, the fact that we can feel our lover's breath when they're like 2 inches away, the fact that we can smell a baby's smell in their neck, all of that, all of this sensualness is part of your act of dressing every day. And most people don't dress like that. Most people don't think of themselves as a masterpiece and their closet as a sanctuary. And most people, to tell you the truth, don't have closets, they have orphanages. They have things that are piled in there or garbage cans, or it's sad, but the truth is your second skin lives in it. So the minute this starts being honored and acknowledged and loved and cherished and tended to in a beautiful, kind way, you're going to start to see a shift. You're going to start to see a shift that's so powerful from the inside out. It won't be a big thing and you don't have to put it on the front of the LA Times. It's accompanied by joy. And that I am just, after thousands and thousands and thousands of people doing this work, that's the thing I'm most proud of, is that you don't need anything. You just have to have the courage and the curiosity to see what's in the mirror. Amir, I don't know how I'm doing on time, so I have to keep putting on my glasses. Are we good?
I think we're great. I think it's incredible, and I think it's my partner had to step out for a really important call, and she's back. So it's great, and I feel like, you know, it's such a, you articulate in such a beautiful way the importance of, you know, stepping back into our skin and, you know, and in owning who we are and loving who we are, and the sensualness of that. I take it. It's beautiful.
Yes, thank you for saying, so dressing is a sensual embodiment, you know? Listen, your clothes, I'm saying this to all the women, and there's a lot of, and to the men, but for women, it's even more, like when I say this to you, your clothes are closer to you than your lover. And we don't think about it this way.
Well, not all.
No.
Okay.
Amir, I'm telling you, you get her for 3 hours, maybe 4 hours a day, right? You can envelop her. And the rest of the day, her clothing is enveloping her. And I say this only because we really don't go to that place in our hearts and in our minds and in our consciousness where we go, wow, man, these pieces, these things, the jewelry, our everything that surrounds us, you know, everything that your candle holder, the glass that you drink water out of, your curtains, whether your house is clean or cluttered, all of that is a reflection of the fulcrum of who you are. You are the fulcrum. You are the antenna into your life. So when that antenna is giving out vibes of I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, why am I supposed to go? If I go to this meeting and I don't look good, I can't sit at the table and people are going to judge me. That conversation walks into a room a half an hour before you do. And we all have a choice to have that conversation go sit in the back seat. That's a choice. I always say after 25, it doesn't matter where you got it, it belongs to you. So I was raped. I was taken for granted. I had a very difficult childhood. We've all been through our stuff. Now it's time for us to show the world what we came here to do. I always say that not living in all your talents is like spitting into the face of God. You know, we're so talented. Humanity is so unbelievably talented. And then we go throw ourselves a pity party. No, go throw yourself a pity party for 15 minutes and then go into your closet, find something amazing, and then go show the world who you are.
Such a beautiful way in this week 3 of nurturing, right? And coming back in.
Yeah.
So what do we have tomorrow?
So I would like to share, for those who want to learn more about Liana, we'll drop a link for her discovery session, but also that I had an incredible interview with you. Was it last year already or earlier this year?
It was last year. It was, no, that's how fast time flies. It was last year. I think it's on your site, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll put the link in the member portal because it was really beautiful and powerful. And let me drop Liana's link here.
Someone's saying, I wear scrubs, but I love to embellish them with jewelry. Go girl. I'm so sorry that I can't read all this. Thank you guys so much for being here, for participating. My suggestion to you is before you go to bed tonight, do the mirror exercise. And then as you're going to sleep, see yourself in the palace, because the palace is your life. You are the statue in the middle of the palace. The palace is your life, and everything that you saw around the palace is the world. So notice how you saw it.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So
tomorrow, have you ever wondered how some people are always in the right place at the right time, or know the next move in their life, or have the peace of mind provided by absolute clarity? Tomorrow, we will be diving into developing your intuition with Dr. Morgan Oakes, who actually has a very incredible TEDx talk on the subject. So we're excited.
we're lucky to have him. And thank you so much, Liana.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
Thank
you.
you.
Look forward to meeting you in person. Check me out. Sign up for a session.
And unmute and let's say good night.
Good night. Thank you, Liana.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night so much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Namaste. Good night. Thank you. That was good. Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks, Larry.